Hello everybody, and welcome to Fry's Corner Bar. We have a pretty good show for you tonight, I think. We're doing a couple of different things. We're going to do some oysters out on the grill, and we're going to do a nice cocktail with a different twist to it. So, I think I'm going to jump right into doing the oysters, and while I'm doing that, let me explain what I have done. I've prepared a few of these already, but we got a couple of new tools that we're really excited about. First off, we've got this Yankee shucker. Okay, so you see how this is manufactured? It just slides on the end of the counter. You take your oyster, I'm going to use this nice big one here, and you stick it in there so it's going to look like that. And the second thing that we're excited about is we have a new oyster knife. Check this baby out. This is nice, heavy duty stainless steel. I mean, this thing is heavy duty. This was manufactured by our neighbors just down the street. They have a company called Fourth Cliff Tools. And if you go to fourthclifftools.com, you can check out their other wares. They actually have a really nice stainless steel muddler and ice crusher, and then they have some titanium straws. They have this, and I think there's a couple of other things on there as well. And I'll tell you, we tried this, we got this knife yesterday, we tried it out. We've got all kinds of oyster knives. We've got thick ones, we've got the old school pointy ones, and we just put it away. And I just want to show you, this thing is a piece of cake. I'm going to actually put my glasses on so I don't mess anything up. Stick this in the back where the valve meets, and there you go.
Can't see you.
I didn't quite get that all away. Well, I'm just going to eat that one. But this thing is really easy. You stick it right where the shell meets, pry it right in there, slice down, slice across the top, and you've got your oyster. Oh, so I guess I'll have to eat this one too. Anyway, so what I've made here, if you guys can see this, is we have a little bit of diced ginger on there, tiny bit of soy sauce, a little dash of sour cherry jelly, a little bit of sake, just a tiny drop of sake, and the last thing was a little bit of rice vinegar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out to the grill. Hopefully you guys can see this okay. I don't want to tilt it because I don't want any of the liquor to come off the shell. And liquor is the juice of the oyster. That's what's got a lot of great flavor to it. You never want to let that get away, because that's where you just get that nice, salty, briny flavor, and that's what we get. These are Island Creek oysters, and we eat a lot of those, probably in the thousands range, because we just get them all the time. They're like $1 a piece. Sometimes we get them on sale even cheaper than that. So what I'm going to do is take this out to the grill. I have it heated up, and I'm doing this over an oak wood fire tonight. So it's a nice hot fire out there. These take about 6 to 8 minutes to do. And then I'll bring them in, and while that's going on, Shannon is going to mix you up a very interesting cocktail. Okay?
Hello everyone. Thank you again for joining us. I'm really excited about tonight because I love smoked flavors, and these oysters are excellent. They are one of my favorite ways to prepare oysters. And what we're going to do to pair with the oysters is we're actually going to smoke rinse the glass. And when Mike comes back in from doing the oysters, he'll actually do the smoke rinse. But we're going to do two different methods so you guys can see two different methods. One is we're using these cherry chips, and we just have them in a pan. So we'll smoke one glass on the cherry chips, and then we'll smoke the other one with oak. So while those are cooking, I'm going to prepare the cocktail, and then he'll come in and he'll show you how to smoke rinse the glass, and then we'll serve up our smoky oysters with the in the smoked rinse glass. We used tart cherry jam for the Belgian oysters, so that tart cherry jam I think will pair really well with the oaky flavors. So this cocktail is called the Vieux Carré. It is actually a New Orleans cocktail that was invented in the 1930s, I think 1938 in New Orleans, and it consists of Benedictine. Benedictine is an herbal liqueur. It has a honey flavor, and there's 27 different spices, so it has a nice spice. You've probably heard of a B&B. This Dom actually sells Benedictine, but they also sell B&B, which is the Benedictine with brandy. Make sure you just get the plain Benedictine. The next ingredient is sweet vermouth. And one of the things that we actually learned about vermouth in our bartending class is that vermouth, or any fermented alcohol that's been fortified with a liquor, which is vermouth, and some of the other cocktails, requires refrigeration. So once you open your port wine or your vermouth, you want to make sure you keep it you store it in the refrigerator so it doesn't go rancid or bad. It takes rye whiskey as well as cognac. So I'm going to start mixing this. I'm going to mix 2 cocktails tonight, one for Mike and one for I, but we're going to smoke it with the 2 different woods. So this is equal parts vermouth, cognac, and rye. One cocktail is 3/4 of an ounce of each. I'm making 2, so I'm going to do 1.5 ounces of the vermouth. An 1.5 ounces of the cognac. An 1.5 ounces of the rye whiskey. Now we're using this 10th Mountain rye. It was something that was on sale that I wanted to try. I don't necessarily think it's my favorite rye, but we got to use everything we have. And then 1 teaspoon of the Benedictine, but again, I'm making 2 cocktails, so it's slightly over 1/4 of an ounce. It's like 0.33 or something like that. And then it takes 2 dashes of the Pashad's bitters, and again, I'll use 4. And 2 dashes of the Angostura. Okay, and now I didn't want to stir this up yet with the ice until Mike gets in to smoke rinse the glasses. So I will prepare the garnish for this drink, which is a lemon peel. And again, last week I talked about this great citrus peeler that it's an OXO citrus peeler that just really does a nice job of just getting the citrus out with none of the pith. So that is that, and the cocktail. I hear Mike coming back in. Are the oysters done? The oysters are done.
Yep.
So I'm just going to move out of the way so he can show you the oysters, and then also how to smoke rinse the glasses.
Okay, so
those look delicious. I'm going to serve these up so you can. Just going to put a couple on. What's great, I'm putting them on kosher salt so that they stay upright and the liquor stays in. And I'm going to set those off to the side so Mike starts smoking the glass.
yeah, so how you know these are done is when everything just starts to bubble. You don't want to overcook them. You don't want to cook them like a cooked oyster. You're just trying to get that liquid to come to a quick boil, and then they're done. That's all it takes. So, probably should try one. You want to wait? Okay.
Yes,
we're going to wait. We're
going
going
to
to
wait
wait.
and try them with the cocktail. Plus,
Okay.
they're really hot. They need to cool off.
Yes, they are very hot. So, I got my little bitty torch here. And the first one we're going to do is we're going to do the oak wood. And this is just a plank of oak wood. Get this baby fired up, nice and going. And there we go. And then the second one, I'm doing it in a skillet because I don't have a piece of applewood. We're doing applewood chips. So with this, you could soak this if you want it, or you can just do it as I'm doing it like this. See how it's getting nice and fired up, and there's your smoke. It's nice if you can leave a little tilt on the glass so that it gets a little oxygen to continue burning. And this is just this is called smoke rinsing the glass. And you always want to make sure that your glasses are chilled because the smoke will adhere to it much better and will maintain that flavor. And then once you turn that glass over, you strain your cocktail right into it and enjoy it because it adds a nice flavor enhancement to it. It works really well. My favorite, first time I had this actually was about 6 years ago at the CIA out in Hyde Park, New York at the Boucher restaurant. And I got a smoked old fashioned, and it was like, okay, I fell in love with it. So I've done a lot of different smoked cocktails, so we thought tonight would be a nice opportunity to share this with you.
Why don't you talk about the other kind of, you don't have to just smoke wood, you can smoke other things.
Yeah, you can smoke rosemary, you can smoke cinnamon bark, tea, ground tea leaves. So we've done oak, we've done cherry, pecan wood imparts a nice flavor. Pretty much anything that you like the flavor of, if you think it's going to complement the cocktail, try it out. It's one cocktail. It's not like you have to drink a bunch of them. So you just try it. If you don't like it, then you try something else. Certainly.
Okay, so I'm putting just a round cube. This cocktail, this cocktail can be served on the rocks. It can be served straight up. It's your preference, but I prefer, I prefer to have a little chill with the smoke flavor. So again, this is a stirred cocktail, so I just stirred it, and now we're pouring. Okay, and then I'm going to add the garnish of the lemon peel, and again, you just take it in half and you squeeze it so the nice citrus oil gets into the glass, and then you taste it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Love you.
Love you. Cheers, everyone.
That's very tasty. That's very
really
good.
good.
It's very
the
nice.
Smoke. Now let's try one of now we can try the oysters. And we'll grab this one.
And I apologize for my little ineptness there on doing that first oyster. I think I was a little bit nervous because I bought a whole bunch of them, and I did a bunch before we did this.
That is really good. The tartness of the cherry jam with the little heat and crunch from the ginger. It's an excellent way to prepare oysters, and it's very easy. It's very good.
It's very good.
So, cheers, everyone.
All right, thanks, everybody.
Thank you, and enjoy your weekend.
Bye-bye.